anybody using this frequency? Is this frequency occupied? Is anybody using this frequency? Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec CQ CQ. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec calling CQ. QRZ, what was the call sign again? QRZ, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec CQ CQ. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec calling CQ.
Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec. That was quick. 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform. India Alpha November. Thank you.
Okay, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform. Good afternoon. Thanks very much for coming back to the call. You're quite strong with me. I'll give you a report on the next over. Name here is Jeff Golf Echo Oscar Foxtrot, and QDH is in the Orkney Islands. I think that's Ian down there in Milton Keynes. I'm not too sure if I got the right call sign. Anyway, put it back to you there and see how you're copying me. 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec.
Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform returning. Yeah, call sign spot on there, Jeff. Yes, Milton Keynes, land of concrete cows and roundabouts, and the daughter of quite a few music hall shows, but it's not bad. I reckon it's from the northwest of England. I was down here maybe about 40 years ago now, quite some time, and see you living in the Orkney Islands. I'm just going to load up your QRZ page and see if you've got any nice pictures of the Orkney Islands. Oh dear, I'm disappointed. You haven't. No, I'll tell a lie. There's a massive, looks like a 40-metre Yagi on a tower. Is that yours, ever?
Yep, yeah, that's right, Ian. Yeah, 3-element, 40-metre monoband Yagi. It's not up at the moment. We're doing some maintenance on the rotator, so we've had to strip it down grease it all up and repaint it, and hoping to get it back up on the tower next week sometime. At the moment we're just running a 3-element phased vertical, which is beaming sort of down in a southerly direction from the Isle of Hoy. As you can probably see, we're right close to the water, just a few meters away from the ocean. So we get a very good takeoff from the antennas there, Ian. Yeah, very good. Good to hear. You're 5859 with me on the S-meter here. I am operating remote at the moment, so that's why there's a bit of a delay in coming back to you. My internet connection is very, very slow at the moment. I'm running on a mobile phone hotspot, so it does take a second or two to register through the mobile network. But anyway, your audio is loud and clear, so no problems to copy you there. The band's not in very good shape, as I'm sure you're aware. The propagation has been very poor recently. This morning, 40 meters was virtually dead. But it is picking up, as it has done over the last couple of weeks. This time of the day, it does tend to pick up as the sun moves further west, and the absorption becomes a lot less, and the inter-G starts to pick up. So, good copy from you there. The rig, by the way, is a K4 Delta from Aircraft, and running about 300 watts. So that's the setup here, Ian. 2E0 India Hotel Uniform, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform returning. Well, yes, you're at 59 plus, well, 59 10 dB, very cozy 20 dB. And yeah, I've noticed besides the poor conditions on the band, there's also the odd wave of QRN just sort of suddenly strikes up for no reason and turns out that it weaker stations. So not brilliant at the moment. Been forlornly calling CQ on 20 for about 15 minutes and got absolutely nothing at all. I've been doing some antenna maintenance myself, but nothing as ambitious as yours. I made a fan dipole. We've got the months to go now, but one of the bands covers 40, 20 and 17, or one of the bands went a bit wonky, for want of a better word. 17 metres wasn't as it should be. SWR was a bit high, so I took it down and took some measurements and started there. Well, according to Nano VNA, I should be adding a bit to it. So I tried that and then didn't get anywhere really. And then I looked up at it while it was up, and where it narrows and goes into a one-to-one balance, it was a bit twisted. So I untwisted it and it improved somewhat without adding anything. And then I took another look at it and thought, I wonder if the angle had anything to do with it, because it was slightly drooped. It was flat top before, and it was slightly drooped in a very lazy inverted V. And yes, lo and behold, when I raised it back to horizontal, it came back to what it should be. I'm guessing the salt air and tiny molecules of salted air don't do antennas any good, Jeff. Would that be right? GM8OFQ, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform, ever?
Yeah, 2E0 India Hotel Uniform GM8OFQ. Yeah, absolutely right, Ian. Yeah, it does take its toll on the towers and the antennas. We have two crank-up towers, as you can probably see on the QRZ page. One tower has got the 3-element monoband Yagi, and the other one's got a 10-element log periodic. The towers are okay, they're galvanized, but they do need the greasing up quite regularly. The cables are galvanized, and they also need careful attention. But they've been up now 5 years, maybe even 6 years now. So they've done pretty well. They're not showing too many signs of corrosion. I do have electrical winches on the towers as well, which does help. And the towers are guyed, so we do feel pretty safe with the weather conditions up here. Although last winter, it was quite wet and windy, the wind did peak up to 90 miles an hour just after Christmas, beginning of January, I think it was. But we do keep a careful eye on the forecast. As soon as the wind looks as though it's going to pick up to more than 40 or 50 miles an hour, we just crank the antennas down, crank the towers down, and that's managed to keep them in good shape. We just ended up with a few bent elements after some big storms last winter, but nothing more serious than that. So, yeah, it is one of the big problems, but on the other hand, it is a perfect location here. We have no neighbours at all. We have no overhead power cables or any street lights. We're right out in the country, and being right next to the water, we get excellent takeoff from the antennas. So, in terms of amateur radio operating, it's absolutely perfect. But it is a challenge to keep the towers and the antenna in good shape. So yeah, that's the situation here. And fine on your antenna. Well, it's working very well. I do have some wire antennas here as backup. I have some phase inverted V dipole antennas. So at the moment they're on the ground as well. They're undergoing some maintenance. So we're taking advantage of this reasonable weather we're getting now to do some work on the antennas, and then hopefully next week everything will be back up in the air again. So that's the situation. I wonder what radio you probably did mention it, Ian, but I wasn't paying attention when you mentioned what radio you're running there. But your modulation is very nice, your audio is very good. Unfortunately, I'm using a very cheap headset here with the laptop computer on the remote station. So my audio quality is not particularly good, but hopefully it's good enough for you to copy anyway. Normally I run with a Heil headset, a Heil Pro 7 headset, and we get much better quality audio, of course, when we're not running through the internet. Back to you there, Ian. 2E0, India Hotel, Uniform, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec. 2 Echo 0, India Hotel, Uniform, returning. Well, you're not... I didn't actually tell you my working conditions, so that's not your fault, it's mine. Running a Yaesu Fox Tango DX10, TDX10, running 100 watts. Nelcom now allows intermediates to run, which initially did create a few problems. I've never had RF in the chat before, but as soon as I cranked it up, I discovered I had it. Well, I've done various things to try and resolve it. I think I managed to sort it out. It was doing strange things on this band, and this band only. And it was the sheer proximity, I think, of the RF out patch lead, TATU, being so close to the USB lead. And I've separated the two now, like two naughty children. And it seems to be okay. It was doing some strange things, like randomly closing and opening programs on my desktop. But it looks like I've solved it now anyway, so all good. As you know, a fan dipole covers 40, 20 and 17, and 15 on a harmonic of 40, with a little tweak of the ATU. It's probably it's somewhere between 1.1 to 1.3 on all bands, mostly flat in the middle, and works really well. It's not up as high as I'd like it. It's probably about 8 meters in total, but it's good enough, and I've had some good contact with it. The microphone's a Yaesu M70 Delta desk mic, and on the subject of Heils, I've got a new radio next to the Yaesu here, the IC9700 by Icon, and I had a Heil that was designed actually for Yaesus and radios that don't have this electret elements that ICOMs require. But I found an adapter that I'll make that addresses this voltage problem. And I give it a good go, but no matter how I tried it, I could not get the audio to be any good. It was either being overdriven or it was being quite some out. So that's going back. I think I'll just have to bite the bullet, and if I want a headset on that radio, I'm going to have to buy the purpose-made one. The one I've got that I occasionally use is one of the lightweight tiles, which is the Heil Pro Micro, which I've had really good results with using the Yaesu. But yeah, I think I'll get probably get the same model again, but I'll get the one with the electric element in it this time. So I know it's going to work with the 9700. Anyway, back to you there, Jeff. GM8OFQ, Quebec, 2 Echo 0 India, Hotel Uniform, over.
Yep, okay, Ian. 2 India Hotel Uniform, GM8OFQ. Yeah, fine, everything copied there. Your signal holding up very well. You're still peaking up to an 8 to 9. You're down to maybe 5 to 6 with the QSP. But good, as I say, good modulation on your audio. A little bit of static crashing from thunderstorm activity, which again has been prevalent the last couple of weeks. The band gets pretty noisy late in the afternoon and through into the evening with all the thunderstorms, some over in the continent, some down in the south of the UK. Causes a little bit of aggravation, but I can notch out most of the QR November with the filters on the K4 here, so it's not too much of a problem unless it's really, really strong. But we don't get many thunderstorms up here off the north coast of Scotland. The temperatures just don't get high enough to generate the heat to produce the cumulonimbus clouds that the thunderstorms require. So in that respect, we're quite lucky. The previous QTH was Bournemouth down on the south coast, and we used to get some horrendous thunderstorms down there. Although, having said that, I didn't have up many big antennas. We lived on a housing estate, so anything above the fence line was prohibited. I did at one stage have a quarter-wave vertical up on 40 meters, but the neighbors weren't too happy about it. I ended up with just a loop antenna which went around the garden and was pretty much useless other than for local working. It was a bit of a cloud warmer. But your fan dipole certainly working very well. I did have up a fan dipole a few years ago for 80, 40, and 160. 160, 80, 60, and 40. Let me get that right. Yeah, it worked pretty well. I was quite pleased with it. It was a good receiving antenna, but on transmission, obviously the Yagi and the verticals worked much better. Sorry to hear about the RFI. I know it's very frustrating. I've had situations previously where I've had RFI getting into the audio, and you just don't know where to start. I mean, there are so many places that RF can get into the audio stream, and it does all sorts of weird things. But I did invest quite a bit of money in several kilos of those clips, the ferrite clips, the heavy-duty ones that also can be used on coax cable, and they solve the problem. So yeah, fortunately at the moment we don't suffer from any RFI. But I have heard a lot of 2 echoes and a lot of intermediate license holders having gone up to 100 watts start to hear a little bit of RF getting into the audio. But I'm sure you'll get that one sorted out anyway. And well, your audio sounds fine. Certainly on the DX10 you're using at the moment, it sounds absolutely perfect. so you've got no problems at all with that, Ian. Very good. Okay, I'm live streaming on YouTube at the moment, by the way. This is a test, really, just to make sure the remote connection is working okay. And I'm hoping that the live stream on my YouTube channel is also working, but because of the very poor internet connection, I don't hold out much hope that the quality of the video and the audio on YouTube is going to be very good. But anyway, we'll see how it works out. I can't monitor it at the moment. If I ran YouTube together with the remote connection here, it would crash very, very quickly. Put it back to you there, Ian, and we won't hold it too much longer. Maybe take a couple more calls, and then we'll pull the plug and go see what the results of the test have been. 2E0 India Hotel Uniform, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
GM8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform returning. Yes, clip-on ferrites are very useful little things, aren't they? I think I must buy them in bulk as well, really. I've been just buying the odd bag of 20, and I think maybe I should push the boat out and buy exact sorts of flipping things. They're ever so useful. I initially, even at lower power, when we were on 50 watts, I was having RFI. When I was using the Heil Micro, I was getting RF in the mic, and the cable that goes between the headset and the radio has got virtually no shield. Well, it hasn't got any shielding in it at all, just a few thin bits of wire, as opposed to the full-size Heil Pros, which will have shielding, like a coax shielding the connecting cables. So I absolutely plastered it. I think I had about 4 on there. I think 5. No, 5. Couple near the earpiece. A couple who go in the radio, and one in the middle possibly. I don't know. And it did the job. So hooray for clip-on ferrites. Anyway, I'll let you get on, Jeff. I'm going to have a little twiddle around. I'm not sure if 17 metres is open yet. It was quite productive a couple of nights ago. I managed to work Brazil. That'll be about 8 o'clock in the evening now. I'm going to have a little tune around, see if anything else is going on. Been nice speaking to you. And I'll go and check out your YouTube channel sometime. So back to you for a final. And it's been a pleasure. GM8 Oscar Fox Quebec in the Orkney Islands. 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform in Milton Keynes, Central England. Back to you for a final, Jeff.
Yep, very good indeed, Ian. Solid copy again with a little bit of thunderstorm activity in the background there. Yeah, fine. Well, I did find that some very simple precautions will guard against RFI, such as having a good earthing system in the shack, and also outside to a good solid ground outside in the earth. Obviously don't connect any earthing wires to any plumbing at all. That's definitely a no-no. But having a good quality balance and some common mode chokes will certainly reduce considerably the amount of RF that gets into the audio. So good luck with that, Ian. And yeah, take a look at the YouTube channel. Just look for GM8OFQ on YouTube, and you'll find several videos there that I've taken over the past few years. So it's been a pleasure to meet up with you. Thanks very much indeed. Take care. Good luck with the DX, and have a good upcoming weekend. Cheers for now, Ian. 2E0 IHU Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec 73.
2E0 IHU returning to the final. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I've already found your YouTube channel. I'll check that out later. Many thanks, and it's been a pleasure. So you have a great weekend as well, and let's hope it's a little bit more on the airways this weekend than there was last, apart from contest, of course. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox Quebec, 2 Echo 0 India Hotel Uniform. 73, go on, Jeff.
Yeah, my pleasure, Ian. Thanks a lot. 73 for now. Bye-bye.
2 Echo Zero India Hotel Uniform, QSY clearing.
Golf 8 November Lima, listening for signal check. Golf 8 November Lima.
Golf 8 November Lima. Good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for calling in there. I'll give you a report and a signal check on the next over. Name here, Jeff. Golf Echo Oscar Foxtrot. We're located in the Orkney Islands, on the island of Hoy, off the north coast of Scotland, John. Nice to hear you again. I think we had a contact with you back in January. So nice to catch up with you again. I hope everything's well with you down there in Chorley. Golf 8 November Lima, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
Good evening to you. Yes. The fact that we've spoken before is, I'm really pleased about that. But Orkney, yes, we have visited the Orkney in the past, sailing from Scrapster, caravanning in Wick and visiting the island and done circles and the Chapel and Castle Floor and all the bits possibly. But yes, wonderful place to work on it, and I do like a drop of Highland Park as well. Thank you. You're a 5-9 by the way, 5-9. Just 5-9. Surely.
Yep, okay, John. Very good, thanks for the... sorry for the delay in coming back to you there. I'm operating remotely at the moment, so I'm running through a very slow internet connection, and it takes a minute to get the internet signal through to the shack. Anyway, your modulation is very nice. Your signal reports about a 5556 with me, 5556. A lot of static crashing from thunderstorms, but we are copying you 100%, John. And nice to hear that you visited Orkney Islands before. We're on the south tip of Hoy. If you ever visited the island of Hoy, we're right down on the southeast corner, not too far away from Cantic Head Lighthouse, just a few hundred meters across the bay on the southeast tip of the island. And we're located right on the beach here, just a few meters away from the water, overlooking Scarpa Flow, John. I don't know if you visited Hoy when you were visiting, but the museum there has been recently renovated. The government invested a couple of £1 million in renovating the Scarpa Flow Museum, and they have some excellent items and very good presentations on display. So if you do happen to visit again, definitely worthwhile visiting the Scarpa Flow Museum. And of course we've got the radio museum in Kirkwall, which I'm pretty sure if you stayed in Kirkwall, you probably visited that. I think any ham who visits Orkney takes a trip to the radio museum. So yeah, very good indeed. Just your information, John. The working conditions at this end, we're running a K4 Delta, 350 watts, and the antennas are 3-element phased vertical. So back to you there, John. Golf 8 November Lima, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
Fine business, Jeff. So I only have a really small garden here in Chorley. So what I've done, I bought very cheaply an American-made hustler, a 6 DVT, so it's a 6-band vertical. And this afternoon I've been raining so hard.
Okay, John, yeah, very good. Yeah, the conditions are very unstable at the moment. You're almost dropping into my noise here, and the thunderstorm static crashing is not helping either, and I think there's another station on the channel as well. So a little bit of a difficult copy on that last over, but fine on the 746, John. As I say, your audio is good, so as your signal comes up, we don't have any problem in copying you. Anyway, I won't hold it. Thank you very much indeed for the short contact. Good luck, and 73 from Orkney Island, and have a good weekend. We'll look out for you next time. Golf 8, November Lima, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec. 73, John.
Golf 7, Lima Hotel Kilo, Jeff.
Okay, John, it's Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, Ontario, Florida, Queen, Ocean, Foxtrot, Quebec, QSL?
Got that, Golf Mike 8, OFQ. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.
Okay, John, many thanks indeed. You too. Have a good weekend. And 73. Yeah, good afternoon, Troy. Sorry about the delay there. We're operating remotely at the moment, Troy. So I'm chasing my cursor around the laptop screen at the moment. It's a bit of a challenge. Anyway, nice to hear you. Hope everything's well with you. G7LHK, GM8OFQ.
GM8OFQ, G7LHK. Yeah, I've just been watching your live stream there, Jeff. Band conditions are terrible this afternoon, aren't they? I've not had any joy really this afternoon on 40-meter band whatsoever. Maybe 2 or 3 contacts, and that's about it. But I've just been looking at the lightning maps from Stu there on the Station Master. A lot of crashes in Slovenia, France, Germany. It's all over the place, Sweden even. Yeah, good to catch you again in the log there, Jeff. You were 5 and 9 at one point, but you dropped down to about 5 and 6, Jeff. GM8OFQ, G7LHK, over.
Yeah, G7LHK, GM8OFQ. Okay, Troy, yeah, the band is in terrible shape again today. It's becoming the norm, I think. First thing in the morning, the band seems to be okay. Then mid-morning to midday, it drops right into the noise. About 11 o'clock this morning, I couldn't see any. Well, I saw 2 or 3 very, very weak signals right down in the noise. But I put out a few calls and nobody came back. But it does pick up mid to late afternoon and into the evening. It does pick up, and then it seems to drop into the noise late evening again. So, yeah, looking at the absorption map there, I don't know if you're looking at the I think you said you were watching the YouTube video. You might see the absorption map there, and it's quite intense. I don't know how many dBs of absorption they're quoting here, but it's about 10 or 12 dBs. So very unstable conditions as well. The delay must be going up and down like the proverbial. But yeah, as I say, you're peaking 5.9. You're down to maybe 5.6, 5.7, but you can probably hear yourself on the live stream as well. Yeah, we're just testing out a remote connection here. I'm running from a mobile hotspot on my mobile phone at the moment. So we're not actually in the shack. And it's a slow internet connection, which is not helping. So the response time into the remote radio is probably approaching a second, or maybe a second and a half. And I'm also running the live stream as well, so that's not helping. the poor laptop is really struggling. But anyway, hopefully when we get out and about and we have the need to operate remotely, we'll have a better mobile connection. But at the moment, it's not very good. I suspect that we've got some tourists visiting at the moment in Kirkwall, and they're all on the internet. When we get cruise ships coming in with 8,000 passengers, it pretty much doubles the population of Kirkwall, with only one cell phone tower to cover the whole of Kirkwall. The internet slows down to a snail's pace. So they're threatening on getting fibre installed, but I don't hold out much hope that's going to happen very soon. That was the SNP, by the way, that stated that, and I've never believed anything they've said anyway. So we just have to stick with what we have. But anyway, I'm wondering if you're watching the live stream, what quality my audio is like. I'm running a very cheap headset into the laptop at the moment, so it probably sounds nothing like the audio that I have from the Heil directly into the radio. But I can't check my YouTube live stream at the moment, otherwise the whole thing's going to crash. So you might just comment, honestly comment, just to see what the quality is like there, Troy. Is it you this weekend? I'm not too sure. Somebody did ask me the question a bit earlier on. I couldn't remember if it was you or John this weekend. I think it's you yourself, because I do believe John read the weekend before last. So you're probably on this weekend. But we will be listening, and we will call in, of course. G7LHK, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
GM8OFQ, G7OHK. Yes, it is myself this coming Sunday, Jeff. I've just turned the audio up on the live stream on the laptop, and it sounds fine, my friend. A little bit of flickering on the picture, but I think that's probably the effects of the lightning, or it could be the broadband connection that you've got. But yeah, there is about a second and a half of delay there. But the audio sounds fine, Jeff, over.
Yep, okay, Troy, very good. Well, that's good. As long as it sounds readable, then that's all that really matters. But it is just an experiment, really, to see if it's possible to operate remotely from my mobile hotspot. I have operated remotely previously when we've been away, but I've had a good internet connection, and that works fine. I just wanted to see what the quality was like with this mobile hotspot. So very good indeed. Okay, well, as I say, we'll be listening on Sunday for you there. I'm not too sure what the propagation is going to be like. It shouldn't be too bad, actually. I think around about 10 o'clock in the morning, the propagation is on the turn. It seems to be okay first thing in the morning up till about 10 o'clock, and then it does start to become unstable. I don't know how long John was on last week. I couldn't hang around. John went straight into his list, so I couldn't hang around for too long. But I did listen on the web SDR about an hour later, and he was still talking with some of the reports. But whether it's going to happen again this weekend, I don't know. We just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best with these conditions. And I do think it's going to carry on like this for a few months yet. So we'll just have to suck it and see there, Troy. G7LHK, GM8OFQ.
G7OHK returning, yeah. I think it's going to be like this for a little while, isn't it, Jeff, to be honest? No, I heard the majority of John's broadcast last week. It did fade out about halfway through the broadcast, but he came back up again. And it was completely readable without any problems. So hopefully conditions will stay, if not the same, improved this coming Sunday. Which reminds me, I've just got to download the broadcast now and go through it and look for any mistakes or anything. So, but yeah, the stream seems to be working. Obviously a little bit of delay with remote there, but your audio sounds fine, Jeff. Anyway, my friend, I'll let you carry on. I'm going to go and download this broadcast and read through it and see where we are. But have a great weekend, mate, and hopefully catch you Sunday morning. GM8OFQ, G7LHK, over.
Yeah, G7LHK with a delay there, GM8OFQ. Yeah, very good, Troy. Yeah, no problems at all. Your audio's absolutely perfect, by the way. I can't remember what mic you're running there. But it really is, it's broadcast quality audio, one of the best that I hear on the band. And I know you were quite concerned with the quality of your audio before you got the head. It wasn't bad, but it's nowhere near as good as the audio you've got at the moment there. So good job on that one. Okay, well, we'll see you Sunday morning, Troy. I'll try calling in around about 8:30ish for a quick radio check, and then we'll call you again just after the end of the news, or possibly just before the start. I'll say hi to Gunter if he's not around at 8:30. So cheers for now, and thanks a lot for the call and the reports on the live stream. G7LHK. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec. Cheers for now.
Yeah, okay, Jeff. Yeah, it's a Heil Pro 7 headset that I'm using. No compression on, just the processor, Jeff. So it's just the basic radio settings that Bob Heil suggested, but with the processor on, so it's giving a little bit of hump there. With regards to Gunter, Gunter has a birthday party for one of his sons this coming Sunday, so he won't be around. So no point in listening out for Gunter because he won't be there, Jeff. But okay, mate. Have a great weekend. I'll listen out for you. I should be listening on air from about 8:30, just to call in with Chris. And John before he does with the EHS News, and then I shall check back in at about 20 to 10 to take the list from Chris, all being well. Right, 7-3 mate, you take care, we'll catch you Sunday. GM8OFQ, G7LHK.
Yep, okay Troy, all copied, many thanks indeed. Yep, we'll see you Sunday morning around about 8:30. Cheers for now, bye-bye.
MI0SCR, MI0SCR, Jeff.
Yeah, hi Derek, MI0SCR, GM8OFQ. Yeah, good day again, Derek. Hope everything's well with you. Not too strong, well, not as strong as you normally are. Obviously, conditions down again, as I'm sure you've found out already. It seems to be the way now. The last couple of weeks, 40 has been up and down like the proverbial. But the band seems to be picking up. Looking at the scope here now, there's considerably more activity than there was this morning. It was virtually flat dead this morning. But you're coming through 5758, something like that, Derek. So no problems to copy at the moment. And the usual thunderstorm, static crashing as well. But yeah, no problem. Hope everything is well with you over there in Derry. MI0SCR, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, everything's well, Jeff. Yeah, the bands are absolutely terrible. I was up listening there on 20 meters. Absolutely very, very little propagation. I think there must have been another disturbance, another solar storm, wasn't there, Jeff, over?
Quite possibly, Derek. I don't know. I didn't check the details, although I'm looking at the I'm looking at my live stream video at the moment, and I can see that there's still quite a bit of absorption on all bands. The KP index is up at 2.3, but yeah, there is well, not so much activity. I did check the DX clusters a bit earlier this afternoon, and there was some activity, but not a great deal of DX. It was mainly European stuff, Derek. But yeah, I haven't been up on the HF bands for a couple of days now, so I'm not too sure what the conditions are like. But yeah, you're coming through 5.9. You're peaking 5.9 with me. QSB down to 6 to 7. But as usual, good audio. So even with the static crashing, you're still a 100% copy there, Derek. Yeah, nothing changed much since we spoke to you a few weeks ago. Let me see. My log showing last contact back end of March. So yeah, it's been quite a while since we've had a contact. I think I've heard you a few times on the band, but I haven't. But I've been listening more than calling in, Derek. Just for your information, I am running remotely. If you didn't hear it before, I'm running it remotely through my mobile phone hotspot at the moment, just testing out the remote connection into the shack. So a bit of a delay on the transmit and receive, and quality of audio is probably not too good. I'm using an old headset here into the laptop computer, so probably not sounding like my normal signal. But no problem, Derek, as I say, loud and clear. Anyway, I hope Darren's okay there. I guess he hasn't been on the radio. I've not heard him on since we spoke to him, a couple of years ago, I think. So I hope everything's okay with Darren. The Land Rover's still going okay. It passed through the MOT last month without too many problems, just a couple of observations. But yeah, she's still going okay, and that'll keep us going for another year as well. So just needs a quick wash and polish to spruce the old girl up there, Derek. MI0STR, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Yep. Okay, Jeff. Yeah, no, he's doing okay. I was just speaking to him. He's come down there to County Donegal at Ross Snyder. He's a caravan down there, so there's a radio down there. He'll be on, but you'll probably not hear that much now. He's doing well there on the Land Rover. I think he has it back out again now. I think he has, doesn't he? I think he has, and I'm glad to hear that you got yours through the MOT again, am I, Jeff? And hopefully conditions will improve. Hopefully things will get a wee bit better again. They're definitely, conditions are poor here at the moment, but maybe tonight, maybe we might hear something later on. You never know. You never know, maybe later on there. But sure, we'll catch up with you later. I have to go here now anyway, but thanks very much for coming back to the call. It was a real pleasure, and we'll catch up with you soon there, Jeff. Thanks again.
Yep, okay, Derek. Yeah, sorry for the delay. It's a little bit of a slow internet connection here. Yeah, fine business. Okay, well, yeah, these conditions will be around for quite a while now. I think the solar experts are forecasting that the peak of the cycle is going to be later this year, although they're still not 100% positive about that, so it could be longer. But certainly for the next few months, we're going to have these sort of conditions continuously, and the way that these sunspots are behaving at the moment, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a big one. These sunspots seem to be combining together with these CMEs, and if we get a big one, then we'll certainly see some serious attenuation on the HF bands. But anyway, we'll see how things go. Okay, Derek, all the best, mate. Pass on my regards to Darren if you speak with him, and we'll catch up with you again later. Cheers for now. Have a good weekend. MI0STR, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec. 7-3, Darren.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks very much indeed. Real pleasure. I'll pass the regards on there to Darren. Yeah, hopefully things will improve on it. As you say, we're up, the sun's so active now, you're going to get all them disturbances, unfortunately, there. So, no bother. Thanks very much indeed. I'll wish you again. Have a good weekend. Thanks again. Bye-bye for now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Derek. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, evening, Jeff. M0URO.
Hi, good evening, Rich. M0UOO, GM8OFQ. Yeah, nice to hear you, mate. I was going to give you a quick WhatsApp later, but nice that you called in. Hope everything's well with you down there, mate. Good strong signal as usual. Everything is okay up here. The weather's been a bit grizzly recently. We've had a lot of this foggy, misty conditions. The locals call it a HAAR, H-A-A-R, and visibility at times has been almost zero. So the foghorn on the lighthouse just across the bay here has been honking away almost continuously. But today it's cleared up, it's brightened up, and still fairly calm conditions. Temperature around about 12 degrees. So yeah, we've been out during the week playing with antennas. We've got the rotators done now. They're all ready to go up. Just a little bit of sprucing up on the towers, and then we'll put up everything back up next week there. So anyway, I hope everything's well with you there, Rich. I guess you're at home now. I'm operating remote, by the way, hence the delay in the transmit and receive. Just running through my mobile phone hotspot. Excuse me. Just running through my hotspot on my mobile phone. Not a very good internet connection, so a little bit of a delay. And running a very cheap headset into the laptop computer here. So, yeah, a second or 2 seconds of delay in the transmit receive. Mike 0 United Oscar Oscar Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox Quebec.
M0URO returning. Yeah, no problem this way, Jeff. Your audio's fine with me. It's not your usual, but more than readable, and the delay's not particularly bad for me, so it looks like you're working fine with me there. And yeah, it's been a reasonable week this week, on and off with sunshine and damp grey days, but we got away with no rain. I think the middle of the country got some really horrendous rain, but we seem to have got away with it, and this evening's a lovely blue sky and about 17 degrees, so quite pleasant. I'm glad to hear you got the rotator fixed. I only came in for a couple of minutes because dinner's on the table, and I said I'm just going to say evening to Jeff, so I'm going to go and have my dinner after this over. But yeah, there's a foreign station coming very close to you, probably 1 kc down, I think it is, giving a lot of splatter, so hopefully he'll hear me as I'm coming back to you, and may QSY. But yeah, I hope Christine's well. As I say, we're all good down here. Just lots going on at work, and really haven't played any radio at all. I think this is the first QSO I've had in probably a week and a half, so there you go. It's Friday evening. I'm going to sit down and try and relax there, Jeff. Anyway, I wish you 7-3. Regards to you and Christine, and I'll catch up with you maybe over the weekend there, Jeff. 7-3 again, and cheers.
Okay, Rich, very good. Well, much appreciate you calling in there, and you rock steady on S9. I can hear that station just below us there, but he's way down at the moment. You're well above him, so absolutely no problem there, Rich. Okay, we'll pass on our regards to Larissa. Have a good weekend. Yeah, give us a shout. I'm not reading the news this weekend, so I will be on around on 40 meters. So give us a shout if you hear us, and we'll catch up with any news. Cheers for now, and 73, Mike 0 United Oscar Oscar Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox Quebec. Cheers, Rich. Bye bye.
Yeah, 73, Jeff, and yeah, that station really is pounding in at the moment, but then again, I'm a lot further south than you, so probably why. 73 again, cheers.
73, Rich. Thanks. Bye bye.
at about 16 to 17 degrees today, and a mix from sunshine. No rain today, no rain. But maybe tomorrow we're expecting rain, I don't know. So you never know in Belgium. You never know in Belgium about the weather conditions. It is a little bit windy, it's going to change everything. Okay, no problem. Lovely contact. Good evening over there in Austria, and after this we're going to...
Good for you. Ciao, grazie Joseph. 73 for your family. Thank you very good.
Jean-Louis, c'est ça ton prénom, je te remercie pour ce petit contact. À refaire éventuellement dans peut-être de meilleures conditions dans les jours à venir. 73 à toi et puis bonne fin de journée.
I don't think the 5 watts would have got very far. I think having the plastic connected this time made a big difference. Going back to the amplifier, they're on a long lead, so I was wondering whether the plunge or not. One I was thinking of is called a Micro P50 Plus. You put 5 watts in and it puts the 50 watts out. Lyon, alors microphone de retour avec plaisir. Fox 2, Dimanche Charlie, Hôtel Bravo 9, uniforme Québec.
On a dû parler en même temps, QRZ qui appelle. Ouais, je vous ai retourné le micro tout à l'heure, vous n'avez pas l'air de m'entendre, j'ai pas eu de réponse. Si, j'ai sauté mon mute, après en même temps j'ai bougé le bouton du son et j'ai bougé des trucs qu'il ne fallait pas, donc c'est pour ça que vous ne m'entendiez pas. Mais là maintenant que vous recevez correctement la brique. Ah bah si vous êtes remis sur la bonne fréquence, c'est bon, mais j'ai eu un blanc tout à l'heure, donc j'aurais dit que vous...
Sì, perché mi ha detto anche il Luca e anche altre persone della zona 1 che stava suonando e magari erano spostati e tu sei a Sanremo, loro magari da altre parti. C'è temporale sulla zona 1, tra un po' arriva qui nella zona 2, Mario, che io ho scariche elettrostatiche continue, speriamo che non faccia disastri.